Welcome to Wilderness Survival Systems. We're in the garage today because we're going to conduct a highly scientific experiment. On the website we carry these Uncle Tommy's fire starting stuff tins. They come with 5 of these little discs in them. These little discs can be completely submerged in water and still light. And what you do is you scrape some of the paraffin off the outside and get a fuzz going on the outside, and we'll go over that here in a little bit, and just a little spark will get that lit and get it going. But we've always used them as a fire starter, so we've never tried them as a standalone fuel. So I was thinking to myself, well, I wonder if one of these would actually put off enough heat to heat some water. So I put together this scientific test stand with my stainless steel cup of water and the little stove that goes with that stainless steel cup. And I've got my grill thermometer here, and we're going to see how long it takes these things to heat water. And I thought, well, if we're going through all of that to test these, why don't we burn something else, right? So I have this diethylene glycol sitting around. We do not carry this on the site. I just have never felt there was a need for it on the site. But the gel comes in these little pouches like this, and you just cut the corner of it off and squeeze some out and light it. I have noticed, and part of the reason we didn't carry this stuff is this stuff's pretty hard to get going, to get lit. Whereas the discs, once you scrape the fuzz off of them properly, light right up. So anyway, let's get on with our highly scientific experiment. Here is our highly scientific test stand. What we've got is a piece of steel that we're going to go ahead and burn our discs on. And we've got our little stainless steel stove, if you will, that comes with our stainless steel cup, like so. Okay, our stainless steel cup sits here, and we've got our thermometer probe, which is not touching the sides. Again, we're all about the science. Inside, we've got 20 ounces of just regular tap water. And I know there's 20 ounces because we've got graduation marks on the side of this cup. So, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go prep our disc, and we're going to light our disc. Then we're going to start a stopwatch and watch our thermometer over here and see how long it takes to get the temperature to come up in our water. So here's our disc, and again, we carry these on the site, and you basically take your knife and scrape out, and you'll see that there's fuzz in I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but that is fuzzy, kind of like, I would describe it as like fiberglass insulation. And really that's what you want coming up on here, and you want quite a bit of it. And you want it fine and not balled up. And that makes these pretty easy to light. And again, we have used these in the wild and had really good luck with them. I'm going to get quite a bit of that going here. And get it separated back out. So you have the thin fibers. The thinner the fibers, the easier it's going to start. Everywhere but on there. All right, we finally get it lit. And we're going to go with this one. And you see, here's a perfect example of why it's good to do things like this and practice with your equipment before you have to use it in a bad situation. All right, so we're going to set our stove over the top, get things going, and then set our timer. Bonk. All right, so here's our timer, and it's going. All right, so we're going to start phase 2 of our grand experiment. We have got our diethylene glycol fuel gel. Now, before we start this, I do want to put the caveat out there that this is actually a fuel that is meant to be used in stoves. I've got more water out here, and we are at, okay, the water is now at 52 degrees, so it's a little cooler than we started last time. Last time it was 60 degrees or something like that. So now, got our water set up. I even took the liberty of cleaning the cup because I want to see if this fuel actually burns cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and open up the package here and squeeze out some of this stuff. You can see, if the camera picks it up there, that's a gel. Now if I remember right, this stuff's pretty hard to start. That was kind of the reason we didn't put it on the site. It was not something practical. And there's quite a bit of it there. So we're going to go ahead and get it lit, and I'm going to use my lighter, if I can find it. And I'm going to use my lighter instead of anything fancy like a ferro rod or a striker because, like I said, I'm pretty sure this stuff was pretty hard to get going. All right, now, yeah, you can see that. That's you see the blue flame there, so it's going. And again, our water temperature is 52 degrees. We will go ahead and move this over, put that there, and start our timer. If I can find it. And timer's going. So, here we go, 52 degrees, and we'll see if this fuel burns cleaner also, because that got that cup pretty darn dirty on the last one. 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and well, our fuel's still going, so we're going to continue on. It looks like it's fizzling, but it's just kind of sitting in there doing its thing. Okay, we are at 21 minutes right there. Now, our fuel has pretty much run its course. Take him over here like so. Put that there. So, like I said, our fuel's pretty much run its course. You can see it's not doing much in there. And we got to 142 degrees. I will make the comment that our cup is a lot cleaner than with the discs, but really the fuel kind of disappointed me, to say the least. I didn't expect much out of the discs, given that they're not meant to be a fuel, they're meant to be a tinder, but they work fine. The fuel I kind of thought would go further than that. So anyway, I guess we will stop our experiment here and talk about our conclusions. All right, so that concludes our little experiment for the day. We learned some things. The discs work fine, given that they are considered more of a tinder than a fuel. The gel worked fine. You know, we got the water to 150 degrees. We didn't get anything to a vigorous boil. I mean, that 150 degrees would be fine for a freeze-dried meal or something like that, so you have a hot meal. You're just not going to use either one of these unless you're going to use a lot more of it to bring water to a vigorous boil or something like that, you know, so you couldn't count on it to purify water or something of that nature. Something else to point out too that's always interesting when you do something like this is that it's always great to get your stuff out, try it out, use it in controlled conditions before you're in trouble. You notice today that I had troubles getting those discs to light. I haven't had any trouble honestly lighting those discs I've probably lit them 50 times, and we've never had trouble with it till today, till we're filming, right? So anyway, just a good, wise thing to do. Get your gear out, test it, try it out. Anyway, like and subscribe below, and we will include some links down below for this gear on the website. Have a great day, and don't forget, don't be safe, be prepared.